Who is the best programmer of all time? I've seen a great many computer scientists talked about, and I think many are ultra talented. Here I will create is this list of top 10 programmers in the world of all time. Number 1. Dennis Ritchie. Dennis Ritchie was born in Bronxville, New York in 1941. In 1967, Ritchie began working at the Bell Labs Computing Sciences Research Center, and in 1968, he defended his PhD thesis on computational complexity and program structure at Harvard under the supervision of Patrick C. Fisher. However, Ritchie never officially received his PhD degree as he did not submit a bound copy of his dissertation to the Harvard Library, a requirement for the degree. In 2020, the Computer History Museum worked with Ritchie's family and Fisher's family and found a copy of the lost dissertation. Ritchie is best known as the creator of the C programming language, a key developer of the Unix operating system, and co-author of the book The C Programming Language. He was the R in K and R, a common reference to the book's authors Kernighan and Ritchie. Ritchie worked together with Ken Thompson, who is credited with writing the original version of Unix. One of Ritchie's most important contributions to Unix was its porting to different machines and platforms. They were so influential on Research Unix that Doug McIlroy later wrote, "The names of Ritchie and Thompson may safely be assumed to be attached to almost everything not otherwise attributed." Ritchie was found dead on October 12, 2011, at the age of 70 at his home in Berkeley Heights, New Jersey, where he lived alone. Number 2. Ada Lovelace. Ada Lovelace is the first computer programmer. In 1840, Babbage was invited to give a seminar at the University of Turin about his analytical engine. Luigi Minabria, a young Italian engineer and the future Prime Minister of Italy, transcribed Babbage's lecture into French, and this transcript was subsequently published in the Bibliothèque Universelle de Genève in October 1842. Babbage's friend Charles Wheatstone commissioned Ada Lovelace to translate Minabria's paper into English. She then augmented the paper with notes, which were added to the translation. Ada Lovelace spent the better part of a year doing this, assisted with input from Babbage. These notes, which are more extensive than Minabria's paper, were then published in the September 1843 edition of Taylor's Scientific Memoirs under the initialism Al. Ada Lovelace's notes were labeled alphabetically from A to G. In Note G, she describes an algorithm for the analytical engine to compute Bernoulli numbers. It is considered to be the first published algorithm ever specifically tailored for implementation on a computer, and Ada Lovelace has often been cited as the first computer programmer for this reason. The engine was never completed, so her program was never tested. In 1953, more than a century after her death, Ada Lovelace's notes on Babbage's analytical engine were republished as an appendix to B. V. Bowden's Faster Than Thought, a symposium on digital computing machines. The engine has now been recognized as an early model for a computer, and her notes as a description of a computer and software. 6 copies of the 1843 first edition of Sketch of the Analytical Engine with Ada Lovelace's notes have been located. 3 are held at Harvard University, 1 at the University of Oklahoma, and 1 at the United States Air Force Academy. On 20 July 2018, the 6th copy was sold at auction to an anonymous buyer for £95,000. A digital facsimile of one of the copies in the Harvard University Library is available online. Number 3. Tim Berners-Lee. Sir Tim Berners-Lee, also known as Tim BL, is an English computer scientist best known as the inventor of the World Wide Web. He is a professorial fellow of computer science at the University of Oxford and a professor at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. Berners-Lee proposed an information management system on 12 March 1989, then implemented the first successful communication between a hypertext transfer protocol, HTTP, client and server via the Internet in mid-November. In 2004, Berners-Lee was knighted by Queen Elizabeth II for his pioneering work. He devised and implemented the first web browser and web server and helped foster the web's subsequent explosive development. He currently directs the W3 Consortium, developing tools and standards to further the web's potential. In April 2009, he was elected as Foreign Associate of the National Academy of Sciences. He was named in Time magazine's list of the 100 most important people of the 20th century and has received a number of other accolades for his invention. He was honored as the inventor of the World Wide Web during the 2012 Summer Olympics opening ceremony in which he appeared working with a vintage Next computer. Number 4. Linus Torvalds. Linus Benedict Torvalds is a Finnish-American software engineer who was the principal force behind the development of the Linux kernel. He later became the chief architect of the Linux kernel and now acts as the project's coordinator. He also created the revision control system Git as well as the diving log software Subsurface. He was honored, along with Shinya Yamanaka, with the 2012 Millennium Technology Prize by the Technology Academy Finland in recognition of his creation of a new open-source operating system for computers leading to the widely used Linux kernel. Number 5. Ken Thompson. Kenneth Thompson, commonly referred to as Ken in hacker circles, is an American pioneer of computer science. Having worked at Bell Labs for most of his career, Thompson designed and implemented the original Unix operating system. He also invented the B programming language, the direct predecessor to the C programming language, and was one of the creators and early developers of the Plan 9 operating systems. Since 2006, Thompson works at Google, where he co-invented the Go programming language. Number 6. Brian Kernighan. Brian Wilson Kernighan is a Canadian computer scientist who worked at Bell Labs alongside Unix creators Ken Thompson and Dennis Ritchie and contributed to the development of Unix. He is also co-author of the awk and AMPL programming languages. Kernighan's name became widely known through co-authorship of the first book on the C programming language with Dennis Ritchie. Number 7. Guido van Rossum. Guido van Rossum is a Dutch computer programmer who is best known as the author of the Python programming language. In the Python community, Van Rossum is known as a benevolent dictator for life, BDFL, meaning that he continues to oversee the Python development process, making decisions where necessary. He was employed by Google from 2005 until December 7, 2012, where he spent half his time developing the Python language. In January 2013, Van Rossum started working for Dropbox. Number 8. Anders Hejlsberg. Anders Hejlsberg is a prominent Danish software engineer who co-designed several popular and commercially successful programming languages and development tools. He is creator of popular programming language C#. He was the original author of Turbo Pascal and the chief architect of Delphi. He currently works for Microsoft as the lead architect of C# and core developer on TypeScript. Number 9. Bjørn Stroustrup. Bjørn Stroustrup is a Danish computer scientist, most notable for the creation and development of the widely used C++ programming language. He is a distinguished research professor and holds the College of Engineering chair in computer science at Texas A&M University, a visiting professor at Columbia University, and works at Morgan Stanley. Number 10. James Gosling. James Arthur Gosling is a Canadian computer scientist, best known as the father of the Java programming language. James has also made major contributions to several other software systems, such as News and Gosling Emacs. Due to his extraordinary achievements, Gosling was elected to Foreign Associate Member of the United States National Academy of Engineering.